Welcome to I'll Be Damned, the podcast where weddings meet real talk. I'm Sara E, owner of Bliss Bridal Boutique and expert bridal stylist.
And I'm Terri, destination wedding specialist and wedding business coach and educator from Terri Events and Master Weddings with Terri. Together, we're here to tell you about the tips, the tea, the truths that every bride and groom need to know while planning their wedding. It's going to make you smarter, more confident, and you'll definitely have a more amazing journey.
From fashion to budgets to behind the scenes in the industry, we will tell you everything you need to know to plan your perfect wedding. So let's dive into the first episode. All right, Terri, so let's get down to dirty, the good stuff.
Yes.
So I know there were things that we wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. You know, you and I see things happening every day when we meet brides and we meet couples, and sometimes we're just like, just slow down and let's get it started.
Yes.
So one of the things that I always find that brides are always excited to get the wedding dress shopping part first.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've dreamed of from they were like this small. But, and it's hard for me to kind of sensitize them to the fact that a year and a half or 2 years in advance is not the best time to start wedding dress shopping, especially if it is, you're going to be renting a dress. Because life happens and anything can happen in the next 2 years.
Weight happens,
job changes, pregnancy, so many different things. So I wanted to ask you, since you're the planner and you go through all the timelines with all the brides, what should a bride and groom look at doing first? What's kind of that timeline that they need to work with?
You know, that's a great question. And a lot of brides just aren't sure. And I wanted to say that I would definitely want to say the planner first, but let's look at it, let us look at it strategically, because the first thing you have to do is to figure out your vision. You can't hire anybody. You can't book a venue. You can't do your dress unless you know what you want. So the first thing any bride or groom has to do is figure out the vision for their wedding. And once they've got that down, then the next step, I think, is really, if you can afford a planner, then the planner should be the first person that you hire. And you're thinking about it from the perspective of risk, right?
What do you mean?
Well, because if you don't have a planner is going to sort through everything from venue to vendors, troubleshooting, basically taking the chaos and the stress out of it for you. So if you have a planner, that person is going to guide you in a step-by-step
process,
and will tell you what the timeline is based on the vision for your wedding.
Right.
Because another thing is, a destination wedding is different in terms of timeline
than a local wedding. It's longer. Timeline is longer.
And, so I definitely think a planner helps you through. In terms of venue, I find a lot of brides choose the venue first, right? And we work with whatever, but a planner is on the ground helping you to get the best rates, to look through your contracts, help you to save money, help you to see if the vision and the aesthetic for your wedding is suitable. If it all fits.
You mentioned rates, and maybe not this time, but I want to talk about what they call the wedding tax.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right? The wedding tax.
A whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode. That's when they tell you one price if it's a wedding and a different price if it's a birthday party, right? Yeah. So we need to kind of dispel some of those myths.
Coming soon.
So with the planning now, it is figure out your vision, get a planner.
Yeah.
Start with the venue, and then once you sort that out, then that's when you come to me with the dress.
I think so. I would think that the photographer too is high up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
I definitely would, no offense,
That's okay.
but I would definitely do the photographer before, especially photographers get booked really fast.
True.
The good ones.
True.
So I would say the photographer is going to be definitely high critical, for booking. And then definitely the dress. Because once you know what you're going for, you can't go dress shopping if you have no clue what type of wedding.
And that's what I end up having to deal with all the time, because brides get so excited, especially now January.
Yeah.
Because December is wedding season, right? So everybody gets engaged, and the first thing they want to think of is dress. And I understand the excitement, but we need to kind of be a little bit more measured where that is concerned. Because if you don't, let's say You don't have your venue yet, right? But you come and you fall in love with this big, elaborate, fabulous, fully beaded, long sleeve ball gown.
Right.
And then you book it, whether it is you put your deposit to buy it or you rent it or whatever. And then now, a month later, you go and you find the most beautiful, quaint little beach area with the sand and the waves crashing. This dress that you just booked or that you just put on, it's not going to work.
There's no way.
So you really just need to have some of these things in place first, and then you can do the dress. The other thing with the dress is almost every bride comes to me, and when they find the dress and we're going through the process, somehow the topic of weight comes up. Whether it is they bring it up or I bring it up. And then they tell me, oh, they plan on losing weight for the wedding. So then my next question is, how much weight you plan on losing? If you come to me and your wedding is 9 months, 12 months ahead, and you tell me that you plan on losing 30 pounds, then don't talk to me, no.
Exactly.
You need to come back to me about 4 months before when you've gotten some of that weight off, especially if you want to rent, because the dress I put you in today that fits you perfectly, it's not going to fit you when you lose the 30 pounds. And there's only so much alterations I can do with a dress. Even if it's a dress that you buy, right? A lot of brides like to go overseas, purchase dresses, and a topic for another day is bridal boutiques there and how they manage their alterations and stuff. So they don't want to pay the alterations over there because alterations in the States
is a lot.
So they buy the dress and they bring it here. Somehow the store convinces them that even though they're a size 10, they're a size 18 wedding dress. Right? And then they want to get it altered here.
To take it down.
It's very difficult to take down a dress 3 to 4 dress sizes. So if it is losing weight is in your plan, lose some of the weight first and then start that process. Because if you don't, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Each and every time, you're going to be disappointed.
No, that's great advice. And we all know, I mean, we're all trying to lose weight, right? So we all understand, but it's great advice. It's
definitely.
Totally great advice.
Definitely.
Another thing too is your budget, which needs to be very high on your timeline. One of the top 3 things that you do, again, because it will set the course for, dress shopping, for your vendors, etc.
Before you mentioned budget, but what happens with a lot of brides, I hear they complain, they don't know what things cost. Because the wedding industry isn't very transparent often.
That is true, but a lot of them don't do their research.
Okay.
Because Google is there, AI is there, hello.
True.
AI now can tell you and they can give you can be specific. Well, you have to be specific in terms of the country and let them know let AI know what you're looking for and you can get it. And right now with TikTok and Instagram, reputable professionals, and I'm going to be, because there's information out there that is not reputable. So if you get from reputable sites like The Knot or, Wedding Wire, The Bride magazine, you can find the cost of, various items. Specific to Jamaica, I know it's a little bit harder. But if you are seeing what, weddings cost or what vendors cost in America, in Canada, in England, then you have an idea. You know what I mean? Of what it costs. And of course, getting quotations will help you.
And I think the reason, because a lot of brides will say, why you don't just post your prices? It's hard because in this industry, everything is so customizable. Right? It's 100%. Hard for us, even just like a wedding cake designer. Right? It's hard for us, for them to just say, oh, this is the price. The cake is 50,000 or the cake is 500,000. It's hard because it's all customizable. Even with wedding dresses. If you find a wedding dress on my page, for example, and you absolutely love it, right? Just based on the picture. And I either don't have it in your size or it's not available for your wedding date. And I tell you, or it's out of your budget. And I tell you this dress is $100,000 to rent. You're going to be like, oh no, Bliss too expensive. I can't buy anything from Bliss. And then I never hear from you again. But my prices start from $35,000. So I can find you something in any price range once you come in and we can sit down and talk. So it's hard for us sometimes to just publish all the prices because then we end up missing out a whole sector of brides who we really do want to serve and are capable of serving. So come to us and let us kind of work that part out. Don't just shut out a vendor just because the price don't seem right. Because every package is customizable, you know? So,
but and again, the takeaway is that your wedding is specific to you, right? So everything about your wedding should be customizable.
That's right.
My wedding planning is not going to be, it's going to be different for each bride, because each wedding is different.
Yeah.
We're not cookie cutters over here. We're not just,
not
and that's why I'm against packages, because your experience is your experience.
Right.
And that's what we try to do.
Right.
So, never be afraid to negotiate and embrace customization.
Yeah.
Because that's what your wedding is.
I find a lot of Jamaican brides, and you guys on here, comment and let us know. Mm-hmm. We're shy about money.
Well,
I used to, on my form, right, when brides came in, it's a cultural thing. Mm-hmm. I used to ask them what the price range for their budget was.
Me too.
And I took it off of my form because people just stopped answering it. They didn't want to say it. And sometimes you might come to your wedding dress shopping with your auntie or your best friend or your mommy, and you don't want mommy to know, say, you plan on dropping $100,000 on this dress. So you don't want to talk about it. So I find we're very kind of closed off and shy with money. And I feel like we should be more open about the money conversation.
We have to be.
Yeah, because regardless how you look at it, weddings cost money, and some weddings cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I think it's better for you, the couple, and for us, the vendors, if we have an open conversation about money. If you tell me you don't have a budget and I show you a dress for $125,000 that you fall in love with, but your budget was really 40, you cannot come back from that.
You can't.
If you told me from jump that your budget was 35 to 50, then I got you. You know what I mean? So I think it's about time as Caribbean people, because I don't think it's just Jamaicans, we have open conversations about budget.
Yeah, no, but let us know your thoughts on that, because that's a hot topic. That is one of my prerequisites. I am not going to give you a quotation or proposal unless I know what your budget is, because I'm wasting time. Just like you said, if you have a budget for 100 people and you're telling me that you have a $5,000 budget, then I know that that's not realistic. I need to be able to guide you and to educate you in terms of what a wedding for 100 people looks like and what it costs.
Right.
So it's something that we just need to kind of educate people on, and get outside of this shyness and this culture block.
So as you mentioned, budget. The next topic we wanted to talk about is who pays for what. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
I remember when I was in a wedding years ago, and I was a bridesmaid. Mm-hmm. And I think they just celebrated their 19th wedding anniversary over the Christmas. Nice. And we were renting the bridesmaids from a local store, and she paid for the bridesmaids' dresses. And I thought, that was nice, right? But I didn't realize that culturally, I think that's kind of what happens here. Because I'd lived in the States for so long where the bridesmaids pay for their own dresses. Yeah. But who pays for what when it comes to the bridal party attire?
So as far as bridal party attire, it could be cultural, but I do know clients from overseas, and we're saying North America, that they take care of the bridal party. So and even the men, they'll rent the suits or they'll purchase the suits.
Oh, okay.
So if we're looking at tradition, the tradition is that the bride and the groom will pay.
Will pay.
Right.
Okay.
But as we, evolve, and as we have millennials and Gen Zs in the house, right? We know that things change.
Right.
And so we find that more brides are opting. It's also a budget issue.
Yeah.
So they're opting to have to share the expenses. So they will pay for hair and makeup, and then the bridesmaids will pay for the dress. The bride may pay for the accessories, and the bridesmaids pay for the shoes. So it's shared. I
always thought the accessories were given as a gift.
Usually. Yes. So I usually don't see any bridal party members paying for accessories. Usually the bride provides that. You know what I mean?
So if we're asking the bridal party to pay for the dresses, should the bride have a discussion with the bridal party about the cost of said dresses? Because some of these bridesmaids' dresses can be very expensive, in the hundreds and thousands.
I think you need to, I think you have to have a conversation across the board about everything.
Oh.
Because
I've heard horror stories.
No, I definitely have heard horror stories, and it gets a bit more complicated when you have a large bridal party.
Yes.
Right? But I think we need to remember that some people are more reserved and shy than others. Mm-hmm. So the type of dress that you may want may not, be comfortable for some of your bridal party. Also, just some people maybe have different figures.
Right.
And so I think the style of the dress is something that definitely needs to be discussion, and the cost has to be a discussion.
So let me ask
in my
you this,
opinion.
right? If the bride wants a particular style dress,
yes,
right, or a particular price point dress or style dress color, and it doesn't work for like two of the brides or any of the bridesmaids, should she, if she pays for the dresses, then they're required to wear them? What if they're required to pay for the dresses, but they don't like them? Should the bride require them to pay for the dress if they don't like the dress or the dress don't fit?
Oh my gosh, that's tricky. I think that the bridesmaids, the bridal party in general, there has to be some compromise. More compromise than the bride.
That's
you know
why
what I mean?
keep the bridal party small.
Yeah. Oh gosh, there's so many reasons to keep the bridal party
That's a whole nother topic again.
Yeah. I think the bridal party needs to do more compromising than the bride. It's her day. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
But it's tricky. There are a lot of issues. At the end of the day, it's her day. So you try to accommodate as best as possible, But that's my 2 cents.
2 cents on who pays
for what. When it comes down to the wedding,
yeah.
Who do you think's paying for the weddings nowadays? Do you think it's a couple? Or?
It has to be first of all, 9 times out of 10, nobody's getting married at 18 and 19 anymore. Well, yeah. Everybody has a job. They're living together. They probably have 1 or 2 kids together or are planning to have kids together, whatever the case is. I think I should have found the art. I should have brought the article. I saw an article online last week that it said the majority of Jamaicans are topping the list of getting married later.
Well, yeah.
So you're not seeing a lot of 22 and 25-year-olds. You're seeing more in the 30s, right? Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, they already are working, right? Both of them are working. Probably out of the house, have their own place. They don't need a new china set for the whatnot,
an iron.
Right? They don't need an iron and an ironing board. They don't need that. They need cash in the bank, right? So the fact of the matter is, I think most brides and grooms, for what I have seen, are paying for the weddings themselves.
Yeah.
And then if you see parents paying for the wedding, just know that if you have parents or relatives paying for the wedding, it does kind of give them a little bit more say.
Oh gosh, let's not even go
in what happens. I see it every day with the wedding dress.
Why though? Why should there be a condition?
Because Terri, because
why? No, why?
But they're paying for it.
Because that's their responsibility, their duty.
That was their duty when she was 18 or 19. Now she's a grown woman and he's a grown man, so that's not their responsibility anymore.
What if I told you, because I looked it up, and this is really specific to the US, but 33 to 47% of couples today are paying for their wedding. So
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but the majority are still depending on their parents. I was surprised at that.
I think there needs to be a compromise because I do think parents will take it too far. Well, I'm paying for this, so that means your third grade teacher. I had a bride.
That's true.
Actually, she wasn't my bride. She's somebody I knew who years ago came to me, whatever, and I don't want to talk out of turn. I'm not. Anyway, her soon-to-be mother-in-law was insisting on her husband's third grade teacher had to come to the wedding.
Okay.
And all these people that they just didn't know.
Yeah.
And so there came a point where she just threw her hands up. She just said, "This is not my wedding anymore." Down to her dress, down to everything. She's like, "This is it. This is not my wedding anymore. I'll walk down the aisle. At the end of the day, I'll be married."
Yeah.
And that's it. Because they had so much control. So I think to the parents out there, right, who may or may not, and if your parents aren't following the I'll Be Damn podcast, right, call them over, make them subscribe so they can see.
Subscribe for them.
Blame it on us.
Get their phone.
We'll take the blame for anything that you don't want to tell them. We'll tell them.
Yeah.
There needs to be a compromise, right? Find. Yes, you're going to want your best friend, your work friend, and whosoever to come, and you're paying for it, so you don't care. But at the end of the day, the bride and groom wants faces that they know.
Oh gosh, yes.
You don't want to walk down an aisle to a bunch of strangers that you don't know.
Your third grade teacher, unless you maintain a relationship with that person, but
Is there an ongoing rule? Like if you haven't spoken to the person in a year, then they don't need to get
It's a
an
rule.
invitation?
I mean an unspoken rule. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you haven't spoken to them within the last 3 months, why are you inviting them?
3 months? Isn't that kind of harsh?
No, a joke.
Really? 3 months.
If
I
you're
would
gonna,
say
and then
6.
it depends on 6. We'll give 6.
Okay.
But it also depends on the size of your wedding.
True.
Because, if you're having 100, 150 people, then obviously there's more wiggle room. If you're having 60 people, that's 30 on each side. So that's why I said 3 months.
Okay. All right.
But
Fair enough.
I mean, 3 to 6 months. I mean, there's so many different criteria that's out there for selecting your guest list.
Okay.
But yeah, it's tricky because, as you said, if parents are paying, there is some amount of control that they're gonna want.
They want rehearsal dinner. Who pays for that?
Again, I mean, it can be either or.
Isn't it usually the groom's parents that pay for that?
Actually, yes. Yeah. You're right. Yes,
groom's
you are
parents.
right. Yes, but I don't. Especially in Jamaican culture, Caribbean culture, I don't see rehearsal dinners a lot. Like, they may go out the night before, but it's nothing super formal.
It's not a big thing.
It's not a big thing.
That's
and
more of a US thing.
I mean, I've seen couples where it's like a potluck or it's every man for themselves.
Okay.
Which is fine. I mean, I think the thing with Gen Z and millennials, they're down for whatever almost. You know what I mean? They're very cool and they're very chill.
Yeah.
So some of the traditions, that's why a lot of these old traditions are not being, they're being replaced.
Right.
They're not being carried forward. Because millennials, Gen Zs, they're chill.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, before we wrap up,
Yes.
we came up with a little game.
Yeah.
Right? And it's called Damned or Do.
Yeah. You guys play with us too, right?
Yeah. And it is it's like a lightning round. So I'm going to throw out some terms to Terri.
Yeah.
And she's going to tell me if it's definitely a do for brides and grooms to do, or if it's a damned and you need to leave it on in the trash somewhere. And then you can do some with me. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Children at weddings.
Oh gosh. Do.
Do?
Because children do and say the funniest things, and those are some moments that will just make the memories great.
Okay.
I think obviously parents need to control their children. But I think children are part of a celebration, and so I definitely think it's a do.
It's a do.
Yeah.
Okay. Mommy's unveiling the wedding cake. That's a steep tradition for us.
I think do. I don't know. It's just nice. It's just nice. It's a way to bring your moms in because, they want to be included. And it's a nice way of joining the family.
The families, yeah.
It's a nice way of incorporating the moms. So I think do. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you know? What do you say?
I'm indifferent, but if we're
okay.
gonna go, you know what it is? I don't have a problem with them unveiling it. I just don't like when the cake is covered. You know how expensive a wedding cake is?
Yeah. And that's a cultural thing too.
It is a cultural thing because I don't really see something that happens in the States.
In the States, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one last one for you. A separate side, like bride's family and friends on one side.
Damned.
Why?
Why? That's separation. We're talking about unity here. We're talking about families, friends coming together. So why are you going to do that? Negative.
No, negative. Okay. All right. What you got for me?
Okay. Balloons at weddings.
Damned.
Okay.
Yeah. Bridal shower, no problem. Baby shower, no problem. Why is a balloon at a wedding?
But what if
especially if there are kids there?
Okay. I'm with you on that.
Okay,
I'm totally with you.
Good.
Okay, so what about mini shopping marts? So this is a new trend. This is where instead of just one favor, you actually set up a shopping area where guests during the cocktail hour can go and shop for their different favors. I know.
Damned. It's
What?
damned. Let me tell you why. First of all, favors are a waste of money.
Nuh-uh.
All of them. I can't tell you how many shot glasses I have, right? With the bride and
Bottle
groom.
opener.
And a bottle opener, right? Liquor ornament, whatever the case is. No, damned. We're not doing favors anymore. At my wedding, I did, because I love chocolate, I did a candy station.
Food is all
right.
Food.
So I did and listen, that candy station was like everything. Everybody loved the candy station.
Oh, wow.
There are different ways that you can create memories for your guests that doesn't require them to take home a knick-knack with your wedding date on it that they're never going to use. Okay. I mean, how many times are you taking shots at home that you're like, oh, you know what? This shot glass from Jason and Terry's wedding from, 2002. I'm so glad I have it. I don't know what I would have done without it. No, damn, no wedding favors. Next.
I'm disappointed in you.
I'm sorry, I love you, but no, not happening.
Fine. Okay. What about scents? So you have a fragrance bar at the wedding.
Damned.
Tell me why.
Okay, as somebody who has recently recognized that she has developed a lot of allergies, I don't want it, right? I don't know all that I'm allergic to. If you guys look at me right now, this eye is more sagging and weaker than this eye. And that's because I'm allergic to something and I don't know what it is yet.
We can't see it.
Okay, God bless you.
Awesome.
Love it. Thank you. But I don't like, I have a girlfriend of mine that's deathly allergic to lavender.
Yeah.
And lavender is not something that anybody would think they're allergic to. If you ever go to Vegas, Vegas hotels, because a lot of gamblers smoke, the Vegas hotels tend to have this very heavy tobacco smell. So they pump a lot of air freshener through a lot of the casinos.
Right, yeah.
And I have a friend that went to Vegas and just could not. He just could not. His allergies just would not allow him to. And so I say it's a nice idea.
It's a nice idea.
But I just don't think it's practical. You just don't know who's allergic.
Yeah, I have bad allergies too. So
okay.
I like the concept, but I don't want to be a part of a wedding that it has all these fragrances around. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. First look.
Definitely a do.
Okay.
It used to be a damned.
Why? Tell me why you switched.
Because I just thought like, why do we want to see each other before that moment should happen at the top of the aisle and da-da-da-da. But having now really gotten into my bridal styling and bridal attendant journey and going to a lot of weddings, I see the value in it. One, it is a moment for the bride and groom to have a private moment, which I think a lot of them really
private?
Okay, well, private that there's not 100 guests. There might be 20 videographers, photographers, content creators, me, planner, everybody, but it's more private than when the guests are there. The other more important thing that I think photographers and videographers like is that's when you are the freshest. There's not a strand of hair out of place. Lighting. Your makeup is perfect. It is fabulous for pictures. Yeah. Because even when I look at my pictures that I took after my wedding, after I walked back down the aisle, the hair was kind of not as, that sort of thing. I think a lot of brides worry that if he has that emotional moment, quote unquote, privately, if he cries privately when he sees you, he's not going to cry at the top of the aisle. And us ladies, we want to see. If you don't cry, better turn it back. But I found that it happens. Whatever emotion happens on that day, it happens. And some couples are more introverted and don't like the attention, so it takes some of that off.
Okay.
You can also do a first touch.
Right, that's what I love. I love that.
I love a first touch, which is cute as well. So you guys can, feel each other and whatever. Take some pictures that you're still fresh, and then do the walk down the aisle. But I am definitely a fan of the first look. Yeah,
I think it definitely depends on the couple. I do think it moves the timeline up, so it's an earlier start. Which is not that it's not doable. It's totally doable. But you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep that in mind, especially if you have a large bridal party. You have to think about the logistics. So that's why I'm kind of, damned. It's damned for me, but.
So
but there are a lot of pros.
So when your turn comes, because I see the engagement ring on your finger. When your turn comes, what do you think? Is this a debate between the two?
First look.
You're not doing a first look.
Well, I haven't spoken to him about it, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know that yet. But I would like to do a first touch.
Okay.
And I would like to. I would like to exchange gifts or notes.
Notes. Okay. Right. You love that idea. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other rapid fire questions, or is that it?
I think that's it. I think that's it. But you guys send us and tell us what your thoughts are.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, this is our first podcast. We've had a blast. I think Terry and I are going to put some stuff on our IG, ask you some questions. Send in your questions. Please. Send in your bridezilla stories. Send in your best wedding stories, your worst wedding stories, so we can talk about them on the I'll Be Damned podcast.
What do you want to hear? What topics?
Exactly. Tell us what you want to hear. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to share. We've enjoyed this thoroughly. Tune in. I think we hope to, or we plan to post once a week, every Wednesday, premiering at 8 o'clock on YouTube on the I'll Be Damned podcast. Follow us here on YouTube. And we look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to sharing more tips and more secrets and more stories with you guys. So thank you for joining us, and have a great day.